the faithless you are faithful, and to the broken you are able, and to the captives you are liberty. The orphan you are father, and to the widow you are a lover, and to the blind you give them eyes to see. God of grace, you took our place, you love us as we are. And all the weak and broken sing, we love you, God of grace. And to the homeless you are shelter, and to the thirsty living water, and to the lame you give them feet to dance. And to the helpless you're a brother, and to the hungry you are bread, and to all sinners you are second chance. Yeah, and God of grace, you took our place, you love us as we are. And all the weak and broken sing, we love you, God of grace, merciful in all your ways. How could we cease to sing your praise? You became sin for us, and oh, how great is your love. And God of grace, you took our place, you love us as we are. And all the weak and broken sing, we love you, God of grace. And God of grace, you took our place, you love us as we are. Oh, and now redeemed, your children sing, we love you, God of grace. And bells will ring, your bride will sing, we love you, God of grace. To give unselfishly, to love the least of these. Jesus, I'm learning how to live with open hands. All these treasures that I own will never satisfy my soul. Jesus, I lay them at your throne with open hands. And I lift my hands open wide, let the whole world see how you love, how you died, how you set me free, free at last. I surrender all I am with open hands, with open hands. To finally let go of my plans, the these earthly kingdoms built of sand. And Jesus, at your cross I stand with open hands, and I lift my hands open wide, let the whole world see how you love, how you died, how you set me free, free at last. I surrender all I am with open hands, with open hands. Lord, you took the nails, you bore the crown, you hung your head, your love poured out. You took my place, you paid the price. So Jesus, now I will give my life as I lift my hands open wide, let the whole world see how you love, how you died, how you set me free, free at last. I surrender all I am with open hands. Jesus, I lift my hands open wide, let the whole world see how you love, how you died, how you set me free, free at last. I surrender all I am with open hands, with open hands. Lord, here am I, won't you send me to the broken and the weak, to the desperate and forgotten. Lord, I'm giving you everything. All my selfish plans, my greedy hands, my hope in the American dream. Lord, I give my life, lay down my pride. I'm giving you everything, God. Here am I, send me. I'll follow wherever you lead. I will tell the world that Jesus is the way. And won't you send me, Lord, here I am. I offer my dreams, my plans. I will give my life a living sacrifice. Lord, here I am. I can see you, Lord, upon your throne. You're high and you're lifted up. All the angels singing, holy, holy. I'm broken and undone. Now an angel comes to touch my lips, says your sins are all taken away. Jesus paid the price, yeah, he gave his life. So Father, hear your people say, here am I, send me. I follow wherever you lead. I will tell the world that Jesus is the way. And won't you send me, Lord, here I am. I offer my dreams, my plans. I will give my life a living sacrifice. Lord, here I am. Shall I send? And who will go for us? And whom shall I send? Oh, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? And whom shall I send? send me. I'll follow wherever you lead. I will tell the world that Jesus is the way. And won't you send me, Lord? Here I am. I offer my dreams, my plans. I will give my life a living sacrifice. Oh, here am I, send me. I'll follow wherever you lead. I will tell the world that Jesus is the way. And won't you send me, Lord? Here I am. I offer my dreams, my plans. I will give my life a living sacrifice. Lord, here I am.
While his music is passionate, he has a heart for ministry, and he's sure to be one of the most impactful worship artists of this generation. His latest CD is entitled Your Kingdom Come, and he's here to share a little more about that. So Matt, tell us how you first got started in music.
I started playing piano when I was about 7 years old, and took lessons, but wasn't really into taking lessons. I wasn't the type who did well with having regiment and homework and all that stuff, so I just wanted to do what I wanted to do or whatever. So just kind of started playing by ear and messing around and stopped taking lessons. When I was 12, I did the same thing with guitar. At that time, about 12, 13, 14, I really got serious about guitar, and also really serious about Jesus and about God and what He had for my life. It was actually a really difficult time in my life, and my parents got a divorce when I was 14, and so it was a really, I guess, fragile time in my life, but God was, I guess in those times He tends to speak the loudest. It's in those moments, and so I heard God say, hey, I want you to use your musical gifts for my glory. Anyway, when I was 14, I started leading worship in my youth group in Gainesville, Georgia, and Riverbend Baptist Church. Started leading worship there, and my youth pastors were really adamant about discipling me and making sure that I was aware that, that this is about me being a servant, becoming a servant. This is the process of learning how to serve people and not how to stand on a stage. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything. You surround yourself with people who can speak into your life, and that's what happened for me. I was encouraged and challenged, and now, I'm extremely blessed to be able to do what I do today. So.
Tell us about your college years and how that helped to shape you as an artist.
I felt, I guess, led by the Lord to go to college to study music because of Psalm 66:1. It says, sing the glory of His name, make His praise glorious. And I really felt a calling and kind of a conviction even to be the best I could for God, to make His praise as glorious as it could possibly be. I think as Christian artists, I think, we kind of cheat God sometimes with by writing music that's not as creative as perhaps it should be, or as intelligent or as thought-provoking as it should be. And so that's why I wanted to go to college. I think I would encourage any guys who are worship leaders, who are musicians in the church. We need to be not following culture. We need to be creating culture as Christians. And too often we follow what the world does. And I think it's time to stop that. It's time for us as the church to be creative in and of ourselves, who God has called us to be, and to make the best music possible, because we serve the most powerful God, the only God in the universe. So that's why I went to school anyway. Your latest CD is Your Kingdom Come. Now tell us a little bit about that. Your Kingdom Come, it's my newest album. Really excited about the songs on it. Your Kingdom Come, the title, comes from obviously the Lord's Prayer, where Jesus taught His disciples how to pray. He said, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it was just in a time of prayer a year or two ago, I just felt like God was speaking to me. And He said, I want the praise that is in heaven on earth as it is in heaven. That's the phrase. his kingdom, that praise, the worship that's taking place there, I want that to happen here on the earth. And the way that worship that's going to take place is through the spreading of the gospel of Jesus. That's how that's going to take place. So the album has a very, it's kind of half and half worship driven songs and half songs that are very missional in nature, because in order to get, a guy named John Piper says missions exist because worship doesn't. And so in order, if the goal is to have a globe full of every tribe and tongue worshiping Christ, if that's the goal, then the way that we do that is through sharing the message of the gospel.
Let's talk about your first single. What was the inspiration behind the song Open Hands?
I guess as Christians, we're different from the world in the sense that in every turn of our lives, in every moment of our lives, we're called to live surrendered before God, and whatever that means, whether it be your plans, your possessions, your dreams, everything you are, to live before the Lord with open hands. And so I think the concept that I hope the song conveys is that, lifting our hands in worship is great, but it's more about living this way. It's more about living with open hands before God, living surrendered.
Another really great song off the record is God of Grace. Tell us the story behind that one.
I hope the song would convey the church as a whole. We're broken. We're desperate. Paul says, God forbid that I should boast except in the cross of the Lord Jesus Christ. We have nothing else to glory in, to boast in, except the grace of God. And so the song, actually when we were writing the chorus, I just got a mental image of the chorus. It says, God of grace, you took our place. You love us as we are. And all the weak and broken sing, we love you, God of grace. And when we were writing that, I just got a picture of, just a stadium or whatever full of people just, recognizing their weakness and their dependence on God. But what a beautiful thing that is. Paul speaks of it in Corinthians, that when we're weak, we're strong. It's just a picture of God's people being weak but strong in the grace of God. So,
what do you hope people take away from your album?
I hope that people take away from the album that we are all in a sense missionaries. Jesus said, "As the Father has sent me, so now I send you." That every Christian would live and be on mission with Jesus, and that it wouldn't be, our Christianity wouldn't be kind of this, pansy, like defensive, like we're just playing defense, but it would be, Jesus said, I'll give you the keys to the kingdom, and the gates of hell will not overcome it. In other words, this religion, this Christianity thing is an attack thing. This is offense. This is, you're to go, and you're to love, and you're to give, and you're to serve, and you're to be on offense with Jesus and going for this thing. And so I hope it just, really I hope that this album fuels the Great Commission, that what Jesus initiated, his last words to us, that it would be fuel to that fire, and that God would raise up missionaries, that God would raise up ministers to be the hands and feet of Christ, to not just go to church, but to be the church.
So tell us what's next for Matt Pappa.
Well, I just became a dad, which is amazing. So I'm really enjoying that, and just started school at seminary and really enjoying learning and studying and growing, and the challenge that brings. But we're just enjoying that, enjoying doing ministry, as doing conferences, camps, whatever opportunities the Lord opens up, and yeah.
Well, you don't want to move, because we've got more music from Matt Pappa when Check the Sound returns.